everyone, Dr. Lisa Thompson here of the Digital Marketing Doctor, and welcome to another edition of The Doc is In. In this video, you will decide just how involved you need or want to be when it comes to the actual nuts and bolts of constructing a website that will be the face of your online business. You will learn how to choose the best website platform for your online business. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what is a website platform and why should I choose a website platform? A website platform allows you to create a full functioning website that can integrate new features or delete and change features seamlessly with the click of a mouse, all without affecting the rest of the website. Since we're building an online business, at some point you're going to have to ask yourself a logical question. Do you want to learn HTML, or are you going to let someone else do the website programming for you? This is a huge hang-up for most people who build online businesses. Now, I want to share some good news with you. Learning HTML is not what you think. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is the code or language of the internet. Some people have taken courses and have learned HTML code to a point that it's like a second language to them. In fact, I know of one online entrepreneur who built over 450 websites in 1 year who does not know one iota of HTML code. If you believe that HTML code is going to be a big obstacle for you, there are ways around it. Now, here is the trick. You don't need a PhD in HTML. You just need to know enough code to learn how to customize your website. Building a website is a trial and error process, and you need to have a basic knowledge of HTML to make adjustments on the fly. What you start with when building a website is not what the finished product will look like. Sometimes you will need to make a simple change to your website, such as changing price on a product or changing a photo. You want the ability to make that change instantly and not rely on a webmaster who may take up to 24 hours to make the changes. The good news is that you can learn basic HTML code over 1 weekend. You don't need to sign up at your local community college to take classes for HTML before you build your first website. Any of the HTML for Dummies books or doing a search on YouTube will show you the basics on HTML. Now, if you decide to build your website with HTML, there are 2 options that you will need to look at. First, use dummy-proof software. That is, it is do-it-yourself friendly. You can use what you see is what you get web editors such as Adobe Dreamweaver or Composer. You are allowed to design the product without knowing a lot of HTML code. The final option is to learn HTML to design your site. As I mentioned earlier, one of the premier pieces of software that web designers use is Adobe Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver will allow you to build a website that uses what you see, what you get, without having to know code. If you are HTML savvy, Dreamweaver will also let you switch back and forth between the code page and the editing page. I must warn you, it is pricey, between $300 and $400. However, Adobe is rolling out a membership program where you can use all of the Adobe products. It's reasonably priced, and you can get discounts if you're a student or a teacher or if you've owned previous Adobe products. Microsoft also offers a product called Microsoft Expression, which is similar to Adobe Dreamweaver and costs around $300. If money is tight, there is a free option called Composer. You can get this web editor at www.composer.net. Again, that's www.composer.net. It's very similar to Dreamweaver. Now, if you're planning on learning HTML over the weekend, I highly recommend www www.w3schools.com. Again, that's www.w3schools.com. www.w3schools.com. It will give you a step-by-step tutorial on HTML yourself, which you can use and easily complete in a weekend. They'll give you examples to try as well as quizzes. And I'm going to just pause the video here really quick, and I'm going to show you exactly what the site looks like. Okay, we're right here, and you can see w3schools.com, and you can educate yourself. You can see you can go from beginner to expert, and I'm just going to roll down the screen here, and this is a really nice site. And I recommend that you check it out if you want to learn some HTML basics. Now I'm just going to pause the video here, and we're going to go back to the slide. Okay, now we're back. And now when it comes to the website platforms to build websites upon, my preferred choice is WordPress. Now there are two types of WordPress platforms, WordPress.com and WordPress.org. We're going to start with WordPress.com. Now, WordPress.com is the choice for many people who are just creating their own personal website. WordPress hosts your blog, but you will have to pay $15 a year to use your own domain name. If you click on WordPress.com, you can see the different blog themes available. WordPress.com is not recommended for online businesses for two reasons. First, you cannot customize your themes or plugins. That is, you can only use pre-approved themes and plugins from the WordPress.com site. Second, you are not allowed to monetize on your WordPress.com site. You are not allowed to add affiliate links or Google AdSense to your site. If you do so, your site will be shut down. Now I want to take a look here at WordPress.org. WordPress.org is an open source blogging software. Most businesses use WordPress.org because it gives them complete control of their website, and they can add their own themes, plugins, and most importantly, monetize their sites. Now, I'm going to just pause the video here, and I'm going to take you over to WordPress.org. Okay, we're here at WordPress.org site. We see that WordPress is a website platform that you can use to create a beautiful website or blog. The website also goes on to say that WordPress is both free and priceless at the same time. Now, the statement is very true. WordPress is one of the most dynamic and user-friendly platforms you will ever see on the web, period. Now, both versions of WordPress, WordPress.com and WordPress.org, have what you see is what you get editor. You can create sites that don't look like blogs. And right now, I'm just going to quick pause and okay, and here we are back at WordPress.org. Like I said, you can create sites that don't look like blogs. It has different themes or templates you can choose from, as well as components called plugins that make your website do anything you want it to do. If you want your site to be a store, there's a plugin for that. If you want to have a video on your site, there's a plugin for that as well. They also have plugins to make sure your site gets optimized to be ranked in all the search engines. This makes it so user-friendly because you don't need to know any code or write any special scripts. It's very accessible. Okay? Now, I do have to give you a word of caution with WordPress.org sites. You have to be very careful because right now the rage and the hottest selling products online are WordPress plugins. If you're not careful, it can become a money pit and shiny object syndrome cycle. So you want to be really careful with that. Also, the plugins with WordPress, and you have to be careful too. Sometimes you might buy a plugin that you think is going to work well on your site. It will crash your blog because it may not be compatible with the other blogs. So you have to be really careful when using WordPress.org. Now, if you're not familiar with WordPress, I highly suggest that you go to WordPress.org and take a look around. Click on the Showcase tab to see what other business owners are using the platform for. To download WordPress, you can click on the Download tab, or what's even easier is that you can download WordPress from the cPanel of your web hosting company. Now with WordPress.org, you have complete control of your website. You can use customized themes, plugins, plus monetize your site with affiliate links, banner ads, and Google AdSense. Most importantly, Google loves WordPress, both WordPress.com and WordPress.org, and you have a higher chance of ranking in the search engines using WordPress. Now let's just review a little bit. We have reviewed the two types of platforms you can build your website on, HTML and WordPress. We also explored two options of WordPress, WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to decide which platform you're going to build your website on, HTML or WordPress. I strongly recommend that you go with WordPress. Second, learn the HTML basics. Go to www.w3schools.com and learn the basics. Third, if you're not familiar with WordPress, I suggest you go to WordPress.org and take a look around. Click on the Showcase tab to see what other business owners are using the platform for. Now, if you found this video helpful, please leave some comments below. Also, I want to open the discussion up to people who are watching this video. What platform are you using to build your business and why? Are you using HTML or are you using WordPress.com or WordPress.org? Let's get a good discussion here going.